Say you want a bad man, yeah. A baller with a mansion.
Welcome back to the Vibe Check, where we interview some of your favorite artists. And today I am joined by one of them as well. He's got a brand new EP out, Midnight Club, ladies and gentlemen. Toshiyo Ghoul is in the building. Round of applause, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. You know that we are at True North, the #1 hype store in the city. And man, I was listening to your EP, Midnight Club. 5 tracks, really smooth listening, man. Talk to me a little bit about your music. I know you were saying you were sitting on a bunch of records right now. You're gearing up to put together your album that a lot of fans have been anticipating.
Yeah, so Midnight Club, like I said, that was kind of a overdue thing. I took a lot of time to work on that, but in the process, we have been working on a multitude of projects. I can't necessarily give away how many, but I can say it's definitely. Fourth quarter and first quarter, I'm about to be flooding the streets for real.
Is that something that you kind of like to do? Sit back and kind of develop a big body, a big catalog of music, and then kind of shuffle through it a little bit and pick out the ones that you really feel are right for the project?
Yes and no. So my process is kind of like, I kind of go based off of how I feel at the moment. So for me, like, I love people's input and their feedback on the music and everything, but I make the music from the soul, so it's more so it's supposed to just hit home and resonate with you, no matter what time or season it is. And so for me, when I'm constructing my projects, strategically I try to tell a story through each song. So I try to put it in chronological order where each one is leading to the next chapter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, with Midnight Club, a lot of people didn't realize the first song on there was literally the start of a whole journey of chasing after one.
Yeah, I saw you mentioning that. Yeah, and I saw you saying that Midnight Club was only part 1. It's this new wave that you've been creating over the last year. Tell us a little bit about that wave and maybe what we can expect from Toshiyo Ghoul in the finale of 2022.
So last year I coined this wave. Granted, everybody knows what Midnight Club is. I'm a diehard gamer. I had this big nostalgia factor where I wanted to be able to create songs or soundtracks that nobody would be able to skip. I felt like when we played Midnight Club, you didn't skip a soundtrack.
Yeah, no.
Everybody was racing through the city and we was letting every single song bang out, right? So that was the goal behind it, but it was like, I'm not gonna lie, I went through a breakup when I was making the project. So for me, it was kind of me like uncovering my demon time, but then it was like, I'm kind of getting back to myself.
Yeah.
And that's where I was kind of like telling that story where I was heartbroken to, all right, I found a new shorty I'm chasing after, to now we just on, a bunch of bull, you know what I mean? Just enjoying it and having fun. So like, for me, I guess the whole project itself was really just about telling my story or my love story to a degree, you know what I mean? And the next chapter, I guess, would be Midnight Part 2, would actually be like what you would call the sequel.
Okay.
So it'd be the sequel to that actual story of falling in love, chasing after the female to actually, this is what it led to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was it tough finding like a balance between that? Because of course, I mean, us men, right? We're prideful. And so you don't want to let them know that you're too heartbroken. At the same time, you want your fans to be able to connect with that vulnerability. But you also want to express, like you said, that demon side that comes after a breakup.
So my mother always said, "Be you. If nobody's gonna love you for anything, they gotta love you for you, right?"
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's the only person I am. I'm Toshiyo Ghoul. I'm not gonna be anybody else, anybody different. When I die, that's who they gonna remember me as, Toshiyo Ghoul. So it's like, I don't want to be one of those people that has to mask their feelings or how they truly feel. Everybody goes through this on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Whether it's a heartbreak, whether it's just a trial and tribulation, everybody goes through something where they got feelings that's bottled up or they want to find a way to release it, or hear something that resonates with them that makes it feel like I'm not alone with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's more so what it was for me. As a kid, I kind of battled like depression and, mental health issues when it came to stuff like that and happiness. And for me, it came to a point where it's like, you either gonna live in your truth or you gonna hide forever.
Yeah. Do you feel like for you also that's kind of a healing for you, but also maybe a healing for some of your fans that listen to it, that it's a little tougher for them to kind of dive into those deeper pits that's inside of them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like the things that a lot of people are afraid to say or admit, whether it's on a song openly or just having a conversation with somebody they're comfortable with or confiding in general, I want to be that voice for it, because in reality, it's a lot of things that we all go through that affect us, especially emotionally, dramatically, spiritually and mentally. And, a lot of people, to me, mental health and spiritual and emotional health is key, especially with everything that you do, with the music especially. if I'm like, I make the best music going through some of my worst times. You know? But I also realized even through those worst times, there was still a spark of happiness somewhere.
Yeah.
I found love within music, so for me, it's like, that's my piece. I want to give that back to everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean, I can definitely tell you that when I listen to the music, the authenticity of your story and the story you're trying to tell through your music, you can hear it, and that genuine effect doesn't happen when someone hasn't maybe experienced those real life traumas personally. Let me ask you a little bit about the local scene that we have here. I've really seen a growth, especially over the pandemic, the last 2 years. I've seen a lot more of the scene finally coming together. It's kind of a thing that has been missing out from San Antonio. What do you think has been, what's been the reasoning behind that growth? What have you seen kind of in the connection of local artists out there? You've worked with only 3. I see you working with some other guys.
So, the pandemic weeded out the fish from the sharks. Let me be real. Because in all honesty, it was a lot of artists that were out here constantly performing, but as soon as the pandemic hit, you don't see them anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Internet presence isn't there, stage presence isn't there. They're just, granted, I understand everybody has personal lives and things they have to do, but in the aspect when this is a career for us, a lot of us take this serious. This is my livelihood. Music is my life for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't necessarily I saw like, for example, it was Eliza 1K. She popped heavily right before, and her consistency was major through the pandemic. Her internet presence shot up so stupid.
Absolutely.
She may not have been out there on the stage a lot, but I'm not gonna lie, you always saw her on the internet. And you know what I mean? It was a lot of people that just, the consistency wasn't there. It was a lot of people that broke out that they just had an astounding style, a style that was so different to the listeners that it was just like, all right, let's see what their wave is.
Yeah.
And once they got to going, I'm not gonna lie, they started flourishing. I caught on to 3 during the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, same here.
Around the same time we actually linked up for the first time, I started going to the hub, and it was just, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of different artists there that I met. It's a lot of them that I still see today. I heard grinding. It's a lot of them that I see are kind of doing what I'm doing. A lot of people stack up, just go to the back end, play the shadow game until it's the right time. But in all honesty, I think the biggest thing that made the difference for the artists was internet accessibility, because it became so much of an internet-based age during the pandemic, and everything became about being on that internet and having that presence. A lot of people picked up and realized it's about building my brand and my influence rather than me going out here and singing and rapping in front of everybody at this point, because that's where your bread and butter is. You build that brand and that influence, you can go anywhere, you can charge somebody 10 bands to go get on the show, because you can guarantee you're going to pull fans or people to come and pay attention. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what the light bulb was that went off for everybody. A lot of people really focused into their brand building.
Yeah, and the pandemic kind of gave them that chance to really hone into that. This man is speaking facts right now. So I've been speaking so much about y'all's social media presence. And you gotta be heavy on that. The consistency, it's everything. And then what I like about yours is it's a variety too. You don't stay in this one lane when it even comes to your posts or your reels or just stuff that I see you dropping. It's really good. Toshiyo Ghoul, let's go. Let's play the game Connect 4. You've played before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How many have you won in your lifetime, you think?
I've never taken. Wait. I can't cap like that.
So. Okay. You've never taken a loss? Is that what you were gonna say?
I was gonna say that, but listen. So if I was to count on one hand, I probably lost about 5-6 times.
Okay.
That was my mom that beat me when I was a kid.
Okay.
I don't take L's like that. No
I'm hoping I'm the one that puts it to you today. So we're gonna play it. Grab a question, and we'll go back and forth. We got our game board back here. True North has set us up with a beautiful game board back here. So go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Which rapper would you not let date your daughter? So in that aspect, so excuse me, I'm not necessarily sure about this, because I have to think, I guess, objectively 18 years into the future right now, because my daughter's about to be 2. But I guess in 18 years, I don't know what generation we're gonna be in.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna have at that time.
I'm kind of afraid. I don't think I want her to date a rapper at all at this point.
If we had to say, if your daughter was old enough to date right now, who would you say?
As a rapper?
As a rapper. Let's throw R&B in there as well.
R&B?
R&B or rapper. You gotta watch out for some of those R&B dudes.
I'm an R&B singer myself. I'm not gonna let her date an R&B singer.
Nah, I can't.
But as a rapper, it's hard to say, because in all honesty, I would be comfortable with J. Cole. If J. Cole was...
Yeah, that's a real respectable guy.
I
Yeah, I like
with
that. I like that.
I don't know if I could do with Drake. Or, you know what I'm saying? Drake a little bit OD for me.
He's a little too still on the scene.
Exactly.
For that.
No, it's not even that. It's just he's... See, I'm light skinned, so don't judge me when I say this. He's too light skinned. He just be too much in his feelings sometimes. And the one thing I would hate, he's a Scorpio too, and so you know them Scorpios, you gotta watch out for them, especially when they in their frenzy of emotions.
Yeah.
It would probably be a J. Cole variant. I could see a Dreamville artist, maybe Jid or something like
Jid,
that.
I like Jid.
You know,
I like Jid.
Somebody with some intellectual ability to themselves.
I'll tell you, man. Future's music is so toxic. Never would let him around my daughter.
I would.
No way.
I'm not
There's
gonna
no way.
lie. So Future, in that aspect, I wouldn't let him around my daughter, but I mean, he could be an uncle. You feel me?
Okay.
Teach her the game.
Okay, that's true.
That's what I would have him around.
To watch out for these.
Yeah,
these other guys.
out here. Just teach her how to push P for real. Like what the game is when you get out here.
I love that. Did you put the? Oh, go for it. I'll let you put it up, and I'll read you the next one. If you could have any feature, which artist would it be? Any feature out there, could be any genre.
Local, or are we talking about
anyone? Yeah, I mean, if you want to go on the local side, if you want to go on the big time, so let's go on the big time side. Let's think big picture. Let's manifest something. Tory Lanez.
I know
my guy.
So first, when I say this, I know that that everybody is gonna judge me for this because he's being blackballed like terribly right now. You know, I don't condone what he's getting blackballed for, but I'm gonna say this: the man makes great music, and we can't take away his creative ability at that point. So it's like if it came down to making a hit, I'm gonna go for Tory. I mean, I honestly see myself going for Drake, but the person I feel like I would mesh the best with for my style right now would be Tory.
Yeah, man, I like Tory. Go ahead, grab another one.
At what age did you start working towards your business? I was 13.
Okay.
13 was when I first started writing music and recording and everything. I really didn't start really working on building my brand until I got older and everything. Like in the most recent years, that's when I've really been focusing on learning everything and trying to put everything together. But I've been making music for almost 25 now, so 12 years.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
What
was it like you getting to create music back at 13? Because I think of when I was 13. I'm about to be 34 on Friday. And I just think of the accessibility I would have had to making music in my time as opposed to you at 13. Just you had so much more.
SoundCloud was my best friend, and my phone. So when I first started recording, I was recording off my phone. I wasn't recording on a computer or microphone or
just holding the phone right up.
Yeah. Like put some headphones in, throw a beat on, and just go to town. Like go crazy on it.
And you could do that with an iPhone too.
Well, nah, I was on Android.
On Android.
So, like, I was finding the cheat codes, you know, like real deal cheat codes and getting it done. And like, I just remember like that was the first time I recorded.
Wow.
My big brother was actually the person that got me into rapping. So he actually had his own little studio and everything. And then I went and did. I think my first song I actually recorded on an actual studio was a In Paris remix.
Okay.
I thought I was snapping on that.
Yeah. You thought you were Jay or Yay on that.
Don't get me wrong. So at that time where the rap game, where the music wave was at, I actually had some bars for real. But like now I look back at it and I'm like, yeah, bro, you were definitely 13.
Yeah. You know when you start doing that hindsight, you're like, nah, you didn't have it then. You're like, you got it now.
For real.
Okay, let's get the next one. Well, since we just talked about your 13-year-old self, describe your 8-year-old self, and what would you say to that 8-year-old Toshiyo Ghoul right now?
An 8-year-old me was a goofball, class clown, and like I love being the center of attention. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still the same guy to this day. I don't necessarily like being the center of attention, but I'm still that goofball and a class clown.
Okay.
But it's like I don't know. At 8 years old, I did a lot of time drawing and playing video games at that time. So for me, what I would tell myself, a lot of things that I used to do when I was a kid, I gave up on as I got older because I felt like it just wasn't for me or it just lost interest.
Yeah.
So 8-year-old me, see things through all the way to the end. You never know what you're going to accomplish or what the result's going to be at the end of it.
Wow. I like that. Creativity's always been a part of you?
Mm-hmm.
Something, what is it? Something that just comes to your mind? Are you able just to kind of paint those pictures in your mind, things like that just come easy to you?
So I say a picture can paint a million words. A picture can display a million words, right? So for me, it's like in my mind, it's an abstract art piece. Everything that I do, even whether it comes to eating, and, you know what I'm saying, rather regular day-to-day things, it's like made in a creative way for me. And so like as a kid, I was very artistically inclined. So I used to draw and everything, even to the point where like, I'm not gonna lie, I got to the point where I was able to do graphic design. I still do graphic design today and everything. Just a lot of stuff built up over time. I went into poetry, you know what I mean? So I was just all around the whole art scene, even with like doing little school plays and stuff like that. So I was just always inclined to it. As a 2-3-year-old, my first thing really picking up or toy was a keyboard and a microphone.
Really?
So for me, it was just
little
like
Fisher Price.
Exactly. No, really, that was the brand. Like it was just I was just always drawn to the creative aspect of things. I just felt like if you walk through life boringly or so bleakly, you don't really get to see the color. You know what I mean?
And what I love is it shows. It shows nowadays too. So I love that. All right, your turn.
What would you name your biggest tour?
So if you're having a tour, what's the name that comes to mind? I know you said that you're a big video game guy. Did you go a video game route?
No. Ashes to Ashes.
Ashes to Ashes?
The Ashes to Ashes.
Why?
Because in all honesty, my first rap name was Phoenix.
Oh, really? Okay.
My first rap name was Phoenix, and I always felt like where there's always an end, there's a beginning. So, you know, in all honesty, it's like so I put it like this perspective. When I decided to stop recording and singing, there's a new chapter to this music, you know, for me. So it's like we're born from the ashes. It's a whole other side of everything I'm going for.
Wow.
Even the aspect of me engineering now, like when I stop recording, I'm going to be a songwriter and strictly an engineer and an art develop artist. That's my goal. So it's like I just look at things like I said, when things come to an end, there's always a new beginning. So I would say at the Ashes to Ashes tour, just because I feel like that's a very powerful and impactful statement. Because a lot of people don't realize things stop today. What ended today, there's always something new tomorrow. We're given 24 hours, but you always have an opportunity to make a difference or do something better, right?
Yeah.
And kill off your old self and become a new you, right? Ashes to Ashes.
Man, I love it. I love it. I'm looking forward to that tour as well. Let me know. So I'll come out there and I'll host it for you.
I got you.
All right, Toshio, in the movie of your life, what's the song that plays those opening credits? Kick the movie off.
So this song actually hasn't released.
Okay.
But it would be called The Real Interlude. And the only reason I would say that is because it's the way I intro the song. I mean, I could give y'all a 10-second sneak of it, but it's like, it's only one of me, ain't no replacing me. Thought I told you I'm the man of your dreams. This is where I'm supposed to be. All them games you play, you always said you hated me. It's never phasing me. Pour my heart inside this cup, I need some Remy, do you feel me, baby? Cause lately I just want someone who wants to show the real me, baby. Been back and forth across the world, it almost drove me crazy, but I'm still me, baby. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That would be my intro.
That would be a fire intro going into the film, man. I like that. Let's see. Oh, you playing a couple games with me over here. Okay. Okay. Your turn. Go for it.
If you weren't doing music at all, what would you be doing? Somewhere fashion designing. I like fashion. Honestly, I think that was my initial goal as a kid. Like I said, I used to draw a lot, so I used to have ideas of different designs for clothing and everything. I always wanted to come out with my own like shoe line, basically.
Any certain designers do you want to be a part of?
I always said if I was to actually have to go work for a designer's company, it would have been either Louis Vuitton or it would have been. I would have worked for Off-White. I'm not gonna lie, I love Off-White. That's one of my favorite brands.
Is that the Virgil?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Virgil.
Yeah,
I don't think I would go do it now just because he's not alive. Because it was when they first aired out, it was very interesting to me, his thought process and his creativity.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to work with somebody with that much creative passion for their product or for what they're creating in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's so abstract. Like I've got a Galaxy abstract art version Off-White hoodie and they just so different. I'm not gonna lie, like, but I definitely would have worked with them. I could have seen Nike. Shout out to my boys, So my best friend has this thing where he calls himself Nike Gang because he's just obsessed with Nike so much. So I definitely would have went and designed some dunks or something for him.
Yeah, that'd be the one that I would probably always want to be a part of. I just think Nike is just, yeah, Nike might be the realest one out there.
Top of the line.
Well, I'm wearing Nikes too. Okay, let me see. Who is someone that was a big part of making your music career happen? I know you mentioned your brother. But I don't know. It could be someone else though.
Someone that was a big part of making it happen.
Mm-hmm. Who had a lot of influence on you, kind of stepping up to that mic, putting the pen to pad.
That would be my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah. I think when I was a kid, because I wanted something to actually bond with him, because we used to fight a lot, and I used to get tired of it. I wanted something like we could actually relate on, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna start making music too, and think it's gonna be cool. And then I don't know, like over the time, like he stopped making music, and then he like started telling me I'm his favorite rapper and stuff now, and I don't know, he ended up hyping me up, and so it got to a point where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep making music.
You're like, well, damn, Big Bro thinks I'm this thing. Did y'all used to ever battle each other? Any classic Toshiyo Ghoul or Phoenix battles with your brother? No,
we didn't battle each other. I was never a battle rap guy, and it wasn't that I couldn't do it. It was more so the aspect like it took so long for me to get good at freestyling.
Yeah.
My brother was like just naturally great at it. Like I'm not gonna lie, you can throw any beat on, the man just runs it. And like now it would be a different story. I give him a run for his money. But back then, I couldn't do nothing with them.
And battle rap's tough, man. You gotta start looking at their fit. Like, you gotta dive into their history. Maybe for you, it would have been a little easier because you probably would have known things your brother did that he wasn't supposed to do. So you'd be like, Mom don't know about this. We gotta set that up, though. We gotta set that up one of these days. Let's put it to the test. See what happens.
I have to make a call because he's all the way back in our hometown. I have to see if he's willing to come out here for it.
Hey, you know what? We've got our live lounges and the MVP Vibe app. We can make that happen inside the app.
Yeah.
Put a little battle together, little verses. All right, your turn. Go for it.
Oh, man. Describe yourself in one word. Eccentric.
Eccentric.
I
like that.
I'm not like anybody you'll ever meet. I'm
Woo!
not like any artist you'll ever hear, and that's because I like to say artists put themselves in a box. Everybody wants to be a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I'm an artist. I go create what I feel. Whether it's reggae music, it's pop music, whether it's R&B, whether it's trap rap. It's just how I go based off of the feeling, what my soul is speaking at the time. I'm coining this thing. I need everybody to understand this. This is called soul talk. We don't freestyle anymore. When you walk up to the mic and you just hear the beat and it just resonates with you and you just get the flowing, that's your soul talk. That's soul talk. That's not freestyling.
I like that. I love eccentric too because I might think of myself the exact same way on that. Toshiyo Ghoul, do you have any celebrity crushes at the moment? Who you bugging out on at the moment?
You gonna get me in trouble, bro. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a little toxic fetish for like Kalani. I don't know. It's just something about I don't know if I
those
like
tattoos.
Yeah. It's a tattoo.
Yeah, because she's different. She's different with the tattoos because there's a lot of girls that get tatted and the way I don't know what it is, but the way Kalani and just the way she holds herself,
that's what it is.
Different.
It's more so. I think to me, it's about the presentation. Anybody can go get tattoos and everything. You know what I mean? It's all telling the artwork, but in all honesty, like the presentation of the art is what attracts a person's attention. So her art, if you actually pay attention to her tattoos and the things she has on her, it's like a whole freaking mural of like different little pieces. I don't know. That was the first thing that fascinated me, and then it was like when she came out with the song "Distraction," I had this one joke like I could be her little distraction. So I'm just saying.
I like that. All right, Kalani, let's put it in the books right now. And now I see you went for this down thing, but I don't think we were using this bar down here.
Oh no.
We weren't using this bar down here.
So I gotta move that.
So I might be able to take this dub.
You took this dub.
I might be able to take this dub.
I think you took this dub.
Put me on as number 7 to beat Toshiyo Ghoul, okay? Put me on.
Oh, man.
But we're still going to keep going. Let's keep going.
See, that's what happened when you hype yourself up and you don't take L's.
I want to make sure you hype yourself up in the beginning. I had a feeling it could happen. I've been watching Shadia make a lot of mistakes on the board, so I was like, not me today. All right, go for it. We'll still do the questions. We'll keep them right here.
What would you do? Who would you do a versus battle with?
And once again, could be local, could be big time. I think we had JC Tranquility saying that she would have battled Diversity from the city. You can go big time if you want.
Floyd would be my versus battle out here.
Okay.
And I say that because I'm not gonna lie, I rocks with Floyd. That's my guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Floyd's cool.
And his music is great to me, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna lie, hit for hit, I think that'd be a nice little fight right there, for real, for real. Who's
Man, going up against the Heartless Romantic?
See, that's the thing. He's the heartless romantic. I'm the hopeless romantic. So it's like, you feel me? It's like, it's the perfect battle.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah, you can put it up if you want. Put them up there. What would you recommend is the best way to succeed as a local artist? I honestly think you kind of touched on this when you were talking about the Eliza 1K and...
Well, so it would be establishing internet presence majorly, but I'm not gonna lie, network. The major thing is making yourself available to other artists and other people to work with you. If you walk around with an ego like you are the best and the only one that's the best, and there's nobody ever that's gonna be greater, people catch onto that energy. Nobody likes a big-headed person. Yeah. Humility is the way into opening the door. And I don't say like you're not supposed to be confident in yourself as an artist. Let me be real. I personally feel like I'm the best artist there is. That's just my personal confidence. Yeah. I'm not gonna walk around and let people perceive me as he's arrogant. Yeah. I'm humble and cool. Anybody walk up to me about, hey, I'm trying to find studio time. Hey, bro, you know how to do this or whatever. I'm that person you can talk to. No problem. Just make yourself available, because the biggest thing is you never know who you're meeting, who you're talking to.
I think a lot of people get a little I think they misunderstand confidence with arrogance, and I think there is a line, because if you're doing something that you love and you're passionate about, and something that you need to be number one to be successful, then you have to have that confidence. Exactly. But you're right, there is an ego and arrogance that comes behind some artists that take it a little bit further, and that's something I've seen about you. Really willing to work with people, really willing to connect, kind of not just like boxing yourself out and saying, I'm just worried about myself at the time. If you could help me and I could help you, let's make it happen.
The biggest thing I look at is the aspect, look at 3, for example. 3 literally it walks around with, and I love this about him because that's the energy you're supposed to carry. Yeah. I'm a superstar. He embodies that. You'll never see him turn down working with anybody or turn down the opportunity to go network or build a relationship with someone. Yeah, true. That's that humility there. You know what I mean? It's the aspect of, I feel like I'm a superstar. I know I'm a superstar. I know I'm the greatest in the world, but guess what? I'm willing to work with you because we are great.
I'll bring myself out of the clouds for a little bit to stand on the ground with you, and I'm going right back. I'm going right back up.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a big shout out to 3 in that aspect, because right now he's the reason why I kind of carry myself to that T right now. Like the aspect that I feel like I'm a superstar. You know what I mean? But I'm willing to work with anybody. Nobody's better than anybody. We all trying to get to the same place. You know what I mean?
And 3 will appreciate our shout outs. So shout out only 3. All right, go for it. Let's knock out these last ones.
What comes first for you, the beat or the beat?
The beat.
The beat. I have to, I'm not gonna lie, I sit there and I smoke and listen to beats for hours on top of hours. Like when I say I either go through YouTube or I go through some of my producers that I work with, folders constantly. Like I could literally be sitting there listening to beats for 4 to 5 hours before I actually find one that really resonates for me and just go crazy with it.
Is there a moment, let me pitch it a different way for you. Is there a moment that you've got a direction, you've got a concept in mind, and you start constructing the beat in your head for the beat that you're looking for? Mm-hmm. Does that happen?
So which song was it on? Midnight Stroll.
Okay.
It was completely written to a whole different beat. It was a YouTube beat originally. And the beat got taken before I could purchase it. So I had like no beat, but I had an ideal about how I wanted it to go, like at least like I guess tempo wise. Yeah. And so I had to one of my producers, Mills, made it. He had sent me that beat, and I wasn't expecting it, but it was like the spot on match to what the tempo wise and everything that I was looking for to actually push it out. So like I write a lot of songs, like I put it like this, the only time I really write a song without a beat is if I'm looking for a certain aesthetic. So like, and by aesthetic I mean like a cinematic feel. When I write songs, I try to paint a picture in it. So like each word or each bar, whether it's 4 bars, 8 bars, everything is gonna be a whole image that you're gonna be able to see, like it's a whole movie scene. Yeah. That's the way I try to put it. So when it's a whole different.
Is there any beats you gravitate towards the most? Trap, boom bap, kind of a melodic R&B sound. What does Toshiyo Ghoul gravitate towards when he hears it? Like, oh, send me that. That's the one.
Slow jams.
Slow jams. Okay.
I love slow jams.
Okay. And are we talking like Marcus Houston
Nah.
type of slow jams? Okay.
Nah.
Okay. See, I'm trying to figure. I want to know where we're going with the slow jams. You know, I need to know.
So like, think of like Chris Brown slow jams mixed with Tory Lanez and Bryson Tiller variants.
Okay.
Like I like things with a lot of piano, sometimes with the actual decent bass in it or drum pattern that's gonna actually make you want to move. I don't like slow jams that make you sit there and be bored. I like slow jams that catch your attention.
You want like a no guidance along those lines,
like
maybe a little down tempo, slower. You like that
tempo? Honestly, like that's honestly. Well, nah, most of my songs are a little bit faster than that, but it's like it's around that tempo to a degree. I guess for example, if you was to look at Tory Lanez, what's that song called?
Newer.
Everyone falls in love sometimes. When you think about the tempo of that song, that's kind of where I stick around to with my music.
Okay.
I excel on like, let's just put it in a BPM, a 75 to 80 BPM.
Got you. What was that? That was the new Toronto 3? Is that the project you dropped right at the beginning of the pandemic?
No, that was, I think it was Miss Me Now, something like that.
Ooh, the album before that.
No, it was the album before Miss Me Now. It was like his second debut album that he came out
Oh, okay. Okay. Then the one that had Say It on there as well. Yeah. Okay, got you. Oh, see, I can hear that. I can hear that. Now I'm thinking. Okay, here we go. Let's put you on the spot right here. What is one song people would be surprised that you know by heart? And if you want to give us a rendition of it, you're more than welcome to.
That I know by heart?
That you'd be able to go bar for bar, word for word.
My own or in general?
In general. It's like one of those Squid Game moments, you know, like pretty much your life depends on it. If you mess up a word, you fall in, the glass breaking. You're falling.
Oh, man. That's a good question because I listen to so much music.
Isn't it funny too when people ask you a song or put you on the spot and you're like, what is that song that I sing every day in the shower? And I cannot think of it at this moment.
That's crazy because it is the song that I sing every single day too. It's definitely a Tory Lanez song. I think it's Distance.
Okay.
It would be Distance.
Distance.
Because when I initially started going through my breakup and I was going through my toxic moments, I called it fumigating. That's what I was fumigating. I was listening to that song and he became my spirit animal through that song just how toxic he was.
Wow.
It just made me feel like I wasn't the only toxic person out here. But like, how did it go? When it gets like this, I need distance. I'm on a 12-hour flight with just my feelings. It can get like this in an instant. As soon as I get to thinking that he touch you like I did he touch you like I did?
Yes.
Did he you like I did? Basically. But you know what I'm saying? My bad, my voice is kind of rough.
No, that's okay though. And I can hear the Tory influence too. And I was trying to figure that out when I was listening to your music. I was like, man, I can hear the sound, but I cannot pin the person or the couple artists that have kind of influenced your sound. But yo, I could see you, and let's set that up. We're going to take care of that. We're going to see if we can set something up over here for you on that one. I think you, or no. Yeah, it is you. Last one's you, or yeah.
What artist would you take on tour to open up for you? Shout out my boy FK Mari. That's my right hand man's, and he turned me up. Just low key like, what do I call him? That's like, he's low key a mascot for his own music and myself, just because of how hype and the energy he really brings to the stage. So I have to bring my boy out for real. FK Mari would definitely be that artist I take on tour.
Really? And is that the one that you have the new song with as well? It was on his project?
No Cheddar.
No Cheddar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you promoting that one.
So that's actually, my song Big Cheddar that I released 2 years ago, that is actually the part 2 to that. And a lot of people don't know that because Big Cheddar was, it popped off when I first dropped it, but it was like, I disappeared. So I put it like, my consistency after that song was like, studio, just stack up, and that's where you had that whole overdue year wait for Midnight Club. Like, I guess even after that, I dropped the project Dark Art just to make a filler project to keep everybody, enticed at the time. But that would definitely, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that's the reason why I have to bring him on. No Cheddar is low key my theme song right now.
So we got the Ashes to Ashes tour with FK.
FK Mari.
Amari? Is it Mari or Amari?
Mari.
Mari?
So it'd be the Ashes to Ashes tour with Finesse Kid Mari.
Oh, we're looking forward to that. MVP Vibe is going to be hosting that tour for you. Don't even worry about it. All right, Toshiyo, last one, man. Who is the most famous person on your phone contact list?
The most famous person?
Got any famous people on that phone? And if we can, let's call them.
No, I do. So, I mean, I'm locked in with Sauce Woodwinning. That's my boy for sure. I'm real plugged in with TSF. Kemo Glizzy, another aspiring local artist out here that's kind of been going viral or really been popping off on with the influencer and on the social media as of recent. But I think the biggest one I know would be, it's a Dallas artist. I think his name was Kevin Bands or something like that. My boy is locked in with like Moneybag Yo and all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's really going crazy out there in Dallas for real. You know what I mean? Big shout outs to Kevo. But you know what I'm saying? That'd probably be the most
Famous person
famous right now to
Yeah.
a degree. Not necessarily famous, but I'd say most relevant. I guess in my eyes, if I was considered famousness.
Well, that's okay. We're manifesting things today. I mean, that Kalani number might end up on that phone sometime soon. As long as I'm not getting you in trouble with anyone, hopefully. But
listen, so I'm not gonna lie. Whoever I'm with at that time, y'all just gonna have to understand.
you just gotta understand.
It's Kalani. That's almost like if Riri was to walk up in front of me. You know, no offense, ASAP, but you know what I'm saying. I have to take your baby mama.
Yep. ASAP crushed a lot of people's dreams when that news came out.
No, so actually what he did was he gave us game, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason I say that is because he kind of proved that the good guy that finishes last can definitely win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
Because it's in the aspect of when you think about how many men she was actually dating, Chris Brown, all the
Drake.
millionaires and everything that she was actually rocking with. ASAP Rocky out of all people? Granted, he's
I never saw it. I did not see it coming.
Exactly. Great artist, great fashion mogul, you know what I'm saying? Great creative content curator. I definitely give him all hands and props to that. But we was not expecting that, my boy. We was so he kinda give hopes to like, yeah, the last guy, the good guy can definitely finish last and take that dub. So you know what? I got hopes that I can still get Beyonce, you feel me? I'm not sure. Kalani might be the one, Janae Aiko, it's a lot of them, you know?
You mentioned it. I'm married, so you're gonna get me in trouble. So we keep mentioning names over here.
I realized who I'm crushing on. Money Long.
Okay.
That's who I want.
Okay.
Money Long, it's the voice for me, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the way she carried herself. Kalani might be a little bit toxic for my blood. You know, I said I was fumigating. I'm really trying to get dragged back into it, but
I love it. Yo, Toshiyo, this was amazing. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vibe Check. Make sure you go download the MVP Vibe app so you can follow Toshiyo Ghoul and check out his brand new EP, Midnight Club. It's out right now, plus everything else we're looking forward to. My guy, thank you. I appreciate it.
no problem. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.